Good morning, girls. Today we are going to discuss about RNA and types of RNA. Yeah. RNA. RNA is nothing but ribonucleic acid. RNA, the full form of the RNA is ribonucleic acid. What is the function? What is the importance of RNA means? It helps in the synthesis of proteins in our body. With the help of RNA only, we can synthesize the proteins in our body. For the protein synthesis, we need RNA. So from where we are getting RNA? The RNA is obtained, or the RNA is derived from the DNA. You know DNA. DNA is the genetic material which is present inside the cell. From the DNA, you know DNA will have two strands, right? From the DNA, only we will get RNA. DNA unwinds, and then by this process of transcription, you will get RNA. RNA is derived from the DNA. This is very important point you have to remember, girls. So, RNA resembles some of that of the DNA. The only difference, what is the difference between DNA and RNA means that DNA is double-stranded. DNA is double-stranded. RNA is single-stranded. And coming to the nucleotides, what are present in the DNA are thymine, cytosine, and guanine. So what are present in DNA, girls? Thymine, cytosine, and guanine. What is present in the RNA? Guanine, adenine, and uracil. This is the difference between DNA and RNA. It is double-stranded, it is single-stranded. And the nucleotides are also different in the DNA and RNA. DNA resembles RNA. The difference is DNA is double-stranded, that means having two strands. RNA is single-stranded. RNA is also referred to as enzyme in the process of chemical reactions. So RNA can also function like the enzyme, girls. Very important point. RNA can function like enzyme. If our RNA is functioning like the enzyme, we have to call ribozyme. Ribozyme. RNA, if it is functioning like enzyme, we have to call ribozyme. So it's a structure. If you see, it is having sugar, phosphate backbone, nitrogenous bases, and it is single-stranded. The nitrogenous bases present are adenine, uracil, guanine, and cytosine. The structure of the RNA is described by the R.W. Hole. So who is the scientist who discovered or described about this RNA structure is Hole in 1965. RNA resembles hairpin structure. So if you see, RNA is as it is single stranded, it is resembling hairpin like structure, and it is single stranded biopolymer. Single stranded biopolymer. So as it is single stranded, it has so much of the functions to perform. It can easily bind with any other nucleotides. It can easily form the complex molecules in the processes. If you say DNA, it can't combine with any other complex substances, whereas RNA can combine because it is single stranded and it is easily available for performing the reactions. That's why RNA is involved in the protein synthesis reactions. Protein synthesis reactions. Now coming to the functions of RNA. So what are the functions of RNA? It is involved in the functioning of cell. Either it is bacterial cell, virus, plants, animals, humans, anything you take, The functioning of the cell, the basic functioning of the cell is dependent on the RNA. ఒక సెల్ ఫంక్షన్ అవుతుంది అంటే మెయిన్ రీజన్ RNA. Because RNA and DNA both are nucleotides. These nucleic acids function as a structural molecule in cell organelles and they are involved in the catalysis of biochemical reactions. Very important point. Whatever the biochemical reactions happening in the cell are because of RNA. So RNA is involved in biochemical reactions of the cell and it plays a crucial role in the cellular processes like protein synthesis and all. Facilitate the translation of DNA. First function and very important function, girls. RNA first important function is it will help in the protein synthesis. This figure you have to keep in your mind. From the DNA we are getting RNA. From the RNA we are getting protein. So first function of the RNA is to protein synthesis. That means produce the proteins, help the proteins formation in our body by a process known as translation. See, DNA to RNA is transcription. RNA to proteins is translation. So RNA is involved in translation process. Translation, it is not reverse. We can't reverse this reaction. Observe the structure, girls. Did you observe the structure?
Yes.
So the main function of the RNA is to help in the protein synthesis. It serves as a messenger between DNA and ribosomes. And even for the functioning of the ribosomes and even between the DNA and as well as ribosomes, you need the RNA. They are the carrier of genetic information. They carry, see, if you clearly observe the structure, you know DNA contains our genetic information. So as RNA is synthesized from the DNA, the genetic material which is present in the DNA is transferred to the RNA. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
RNA DNA నుంచి ఫామ్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి DNA జీన్స్ జెనెటిక్ మెటీరియల్ క్యారీ చేస్తుంది. సో RNA కూడా ఆ జీన్స్ ని ఆ జెనెటిక్ మెటీరియల్ ని క్యారీ చేస్తుంది. ఎందుకంటే RNA ఫామ్ అయ్యేది DNA నుంచి కాబట్టి. సో they are the carriers of genetic information. Even our DNA, RNA are carriers of genetic information. RNA is the carrier of genetic information. Usually genetic information is present on the DNA. promotes the ribosomes to choose the right amino acid. So for the proteins in the body. If you remember the protein synthesis, this RNA plays a very crucial role. Yes or no? Protein
Yes, ma'am.
synthesis formation, mRNA, tRNA. So why they are playing such a crucial role in the protein synthesis means as they are carrying nucleotides, the coding region. That coding region is very important for the protein synthesis. Now coming to the types of RNA. There are three types, girls, which are very important. One is mRNA, tRNA and rRNA. First coming to the mRNA. And apart from these three, you will have small nuclear RNA, heterogeneous RNA, microRNA, etc. So, very important is mRNA. If you see mRNA, the structure of the mRNA look like this. Same structure, girls. The RNA which I shown you single stranded, right? That same RNA, if I keep like this in the straight form, that is mRNA. See, this mRNA will have some structure. That is, it will have 5' to 3'. You all know DNA will have double strands, 5' to 3' and 3'
Yes,
to
ma'am.
5'. Complementary strands we have learnt in the DNA topic, right? The two complementary strands run along each other. So RNA is formed from DNA. So RNA will have this strands like 5' to 3'. Now you understood from where 5' and 3' are coming in the RNA?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So the mRNA structure look like this. It will have 5' cap, 3' tail, poly A tail. Okay. And the region present between them, cap and tail, is nothing but coding region. We will call it as a coding sequence. The cap and tail are present. In between them, this yellow color part is nothing but coding sequence, coding region. What they will code? They will code the amino acids so that the protein chain is formed in the protein synthesis. You all know one codon means 3 nucleotides. So here some codons are present in between region of mRNA. If you see, start codon is AUG, stop codon is UAG. Start codon is AUG, stop codon is UAG. This 5' cap and 3' tail impart the stability to mRNA. So why there should be cap and tail? Why can't it be all same? Because if this cap and tail are present, they will give the stability to the structure. They'll protect our mRNA. This cap and tail, what they will do? They'll protect the mRNA. They will give the stability to the structure of mRNA. This mRNA is only 5% of RNA which is present in our whole cell. It is most heterogeneous in size and base sequences. All the members are carrying the genetic information which is required for the protein synthesis. Coming to its structure, the 5' cap. What is the name of that cap means? 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate cap. What is the name of the cap? 7-methyl guanosine triphosphate cap. This cap, what it will do? It will recognize it helps in the recognition of mRNA by translating machinery. So the recognition spot is this cap. The cap helps in the recognition in the protein synthesis. The 3' end is nothing but tail. What is that tail name? Polymer of adenylate residues. This is the tail name actually. On both 5' and 3', there are non-coding sequences. Yeah, this is very important. Coding sequences are not present in the tail as well as in the Cap region. Only the middle part is coding region, not head, not tail, not cap, not tail. Cap lo ఇంకా tail లో కోడింగ్ రీజన్, కోడింగ్ సీక్వెన్సెస్, కోడాన్స్ ఉండవు. క్యాప్ టెయిల్ మధ్యలో ఉన్న రీజన్ లోనే కోడింగ్ సీక్వెన్సెస్ ఉంటాయి. Just what they will do then, cap and tail, they will give stability to mRNA. This is very important point. mRNA are formed with the help of DNA during the process of transcription. This mRNA helps in the protein synthesis by carrying the coding regions codons. The sequence is read in the form of codons, start codon, stop codon. This codons, you know, one codon is made up of 3 nucleotides. mRNA is formed from the heterogeneous RNA. So one thing you have to remember me here, I said from the DNA RNA is formed, but before forming mRNA, from the DNA we will get heterogeneous RNA, hnRNA. DNA నుంచి hnRNA ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. ఆ hnRNA మెచ్యూర్ అయ్యాక mRNA లాగా ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. From the DNA first we will get hnRNA. From the hnRNA, that means heterogeneous nuclear RNA, you will get mRNA. If heterogeneous nuclear RNA gets matured, you will get mRNA. Now we will see tRNA. tRNA is the smallest of RNAs and it will have 74 to 95 nucleotide residues. tRNA, name itself indicates, T means transfer. They will help in the transfer process. What they will transfer? They will transfer amino acids from the cytoplasm to the protein synthesizing machinery. Proteins form అవ్వాలి అంటే amino acids combine కావాలి. సో amino acids combine కావాలి అంటే amino acids ఫస్ట్ జాయిన్ కావాలి. జాయిన్ కావడానికి హెల్ప్ చేసేదే tRNA. ఒక్కొక్క tRNA ఒక్కొక్క అమైనో యాసిడ్స్ ని తీసుకొని వస్తుంది ప్రోటీన్ సింథసిస్ అప్పుడు ప్రాసెస్ కి. సో అది తీసుకొని వస్తుంది కాబట్టి యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ బ్రింగింగ్ ద అమైనో యాసిడ్స్ ఫ్రమ్ ద సైటోప్లాజం టు ప్రోటీన్ సింథసైజింగ్ మెషినరీ, tRNA is named as transfer RNA because it is transferring amino acids. Okay? Madhuri. Yeah. It is transferring. Why? ఎందుకు అది ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ RNA అయింది ఇప్పుడు అర్థమైందా? Because it is transferring amino acids from the cytoplasm to protein synthesizing yeah. And it is also named as soluble RNA because it is really soluble. It is also named as adapter molecules because if you see, they adapt for translation process. That's why they are also known as adapter molecules. tRNA as having so many names: transfer RNA, soluble RNA, adapter molecules or adapter RNA, like that. So if you see, there are 20 species of tRNA. Very important. Oh, not only one tRNA is present in our body. There are 20 different species of tRNA. So why 20 means each tRNA is transferring each different amino acid. If you see protein synthesis, tRNA will go and bring amino acid. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yeah. Different types of amino acids are brought together by our tRNA. So there are 20 species of tRNA, each corresponding to different amino acid. Okay, tRNA can exist in 3 forms like primary structure, secondary structure, and the main comes is clover leaf structure. What is primary structure means? It is not complicated, just it will look like a single strand. but in the secondary structure it will assume some shape which is resembling like clover leaf. But ultimately tRNA means you have to write about clover leaf structure. It will fold like a leaf model, that's why it is known as clover leaf, and it will have different parts. Each part is very, very important. If you see, it is having amino acid arm, T side C arm, D arm, and anticodon arm. 4 arms it is having. Apart from these 4 arms, it is having extra arm. Extra arm. This 5' to 3' structure of RNA is folded in the leaf model. 5' and 3'. You know, RNA is having 5' to 3' region. In the mRNA case, we have seen how it is in the straight structure and all. Now, in the tRNA case, you will see this 5' to 3' in the leaf model, clover leaf model. So, what are the arms means 5 arms. We will also call it as a loop. As they are present in the form of loop, we can also call it as a loop. How many arms? 5. 4 normal, 1 is extra. 1 is extra arm. First one is acceptor arm. It is at the 3' end. Acceptor arm means on the top. In the 3' end, 3'. In the 3' end, acceptor arm is present. It is having 7 base pairs. It is having 7 base pairs. If you count the lines here, they are 7. So this arm, acceptor arm is having how many base pairs? 7 base pairs it is having. The end sequence is unpaired CCA. If you see the end sequence of this arm, CCA is present. CCA end. You have to write like that only in the diagram. CCA. Unpaired. They are not paired. They are just present in the single form. So the unpaired CCA end is present in the acceptor arm. The 3' CCA means you know, right? Cytosine, adenine. The 3' OH group terminal of adenine binds with amino carboxyl group of amino acids. So here comes the point. What is the importance of this arm? What is the importance of this CCA arm? Why it is present? Why it is unpaired? Because it will attach us to our amino acid. ఇది ఎందుకు అన్పేర్ ఉంది అంటే ఇక్కడ అన్ని పేర్ అయిపోయే ఉన్నాయి, ఇది ఒక్కటే అన్పేర్ ఉంది. ఎందుకు అంటే అది OH బాండ్ తోని అమైనో యాసిడ్ ని అటాచ్ చేసుకోగలుగుతుంది. సో హియర్ ఓన్లీ దిస్ ఈస్ ద మెయిన్ సైట్ ఫర్ ద అటాచ్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ అమైనో యాసిడ్ టు అవర్ tRNA. tRNA అటాచ్ అవ్వడానికి ద మెయిన్ స్పాట్, ద మెయిన్ ఏరియా ఈస్ acceptor arm. Why it is called as acceptor arm? Because it is accepting the amino acid. You can also call it as an amino acid arm because the amino acid is there in the cytoplasm. It should come and bind with our tRNA. Where it will bind? It will bind near the amino acid arm, acceptor arm, because it is unpaired. This unpaired 3' end is the region for the binding of amino acid. The tRNA bound with amino acid. So if our tRNA is binded with amino acid, we have to call that tRNA as an amino acyl tRNA. ఒక్కసారి మన tRNA కి అమైనో యాసిడ్ బైండ్ అయిపోతే దాని పేరు ఏమవుతుంది? అమైనో అసైల్ tRNA. అమైనో అసైల్ tRNA. ఎందుకు అమైనో అసైల్ tRNA, అమైనో tRNA అనొచ్చు కదా, ఎందుకు అట్లా అమైనో అసైల్ tRNA అనాలి అంటే బికాస్ ద ఎంజైమ్ హెల్పింగ్ ఇన్ ద బైండింగ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ అమైనో యాసిడ్ టు tRNA is amino acyl synthetase. That's why we have to name the tRNA as amino acyl tRNA. Next comes the anticodon arm. Lies opposite to acceptor arm. Anticodon means, remember girls, this one. It is opposite to acceptor, down one. Anticodon, you can see, right? So anticodon arm is present opposite to that of the acceptor arm. It is having 5 base pairs. It recognizes the triplet codon present in mRNA. So protein synthesis lo codon ni recognize chese capacity evarku untundi? tRNA lo unna anticodon arm ki untundi. So the tRNA is having anticodon arm. That arm is very special because it can recognize the codons present on the mRNA. mRNA is having coding region, I said, right?
Yes, ma'am.
mRNA is having, yeah, that coding region is recognized by the tRNA. That is the specialty of anticodon arm. Why it can recognize? Because it is complementary. tRNA is showing complementarity to mRNA codon. You know complementarity, right?
Some complementary base pairs of DNA.
Yes or no? Complementarity అంటే తెలుసు కదా.
Yes, ma'am.
ఇప్పుడు అడినైన్ ఉంది mRNA మీద. సో మన tRNA దగ్గర థైమిన్ ఉంది అనుకో. సో అవి బాండ్ అవుతాయి కాబట్టి అది కాంప్లిమెంటారిటీ అంటారు. Next is DHU arm. It is having 3 to 4 base pairs. It serves in the recognition of the enzyme amino acid tRNA synthetase that acts amino acid to acceptor arm. So I said here amino acid is binded with the acceptor arm of tRNA. Who is helping? The enzyme name is amino acid tRNA synthetase. DHU arm is very special. It can recognize the enzyme. So if it recognizes the enzyme, we can add amino acid to acceptor arm. Next is T-Cyc arm, the arm opposite to DHU arm. Why it is known as T-Cyc? Because it contains some pseudo-uridine ring. Pseudo ante false, fake, false అని అర్థం. So fake or false uridine is present in the T-Cyc arm. That's why it is named as pseudo T-Cyc, because it has having some pseudo-uridine group. It is involved in the binding of tRNA to ribosomes. You all know ribosomes are very important in the protein synthesis. They will bind, right? Ribosomal subunits in the protein synthesis.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
What
ma'am.
they will do? Yeah, for that binding, we need the T-Cyc arm. Next is extra arm. It is 75% of tRNA possess extra arm. Now coming to the rRNA. As the name itself indicates, it is a ribosomal RNA. rRNA is a ribozyme that carries out the protein synthesis in ribosomes. You all know ribosomes are the protein factory of the cell. So this rRNA helps in the protein synthesis formation. They facilitate the association of ribosomes. So for our ribosomal subunits, association, dissociation and all is facilitated by our rRNA. It is not having any codons. It is non-coding RNA. It does not have any codons. Just it will help our ribosomal subunits. That's it. You all know ribosomal subunits are like 60S, 40S, and 60S is having 5S, 5.8S to 28S like that. The subunits present in the 60S. Next is 40S contains 18S and 30S. So what is the function of ribosomal RNA? It helps in the ribosomal assembly. It helps in the binding of mRNA to ribosomes. Very, very important. Our mRNA will bind to ribosomes, ribosomal subunits in the translation process in protein synthesis. That is happening because of rRNA. This is the very important function of the rRNA. Just it will help in the binding of mRNA to ribosomes. Next is small nuclear RNA. The small nuclear RNA is very important because it will help in the removal of introns. Before forming mRNA, there will be pre-mRNA formed. So that in that pre-mRNA, it will have coding, non-coding sequences. But we don't want non-coding sequences in our mRNA. So who is removing this non-coding sequences? Small RNA. By a process known as splicing. Splicing means removal of introns. Non-coding sequences ni remove చేయడమే splicing process. ఎందుకంటే మనకు కోడాన్స్ మాత్రమే ఉండాలి మెచ్యూర్ mRNA లో. నాన్ కోడింగ్ కోడింగ్ అలా ఉండకూడదు mRNA స్ట్రక్చర్. ఓన్లీ కోడాన్ రీజన్స్ ఉండాలి. సో ఓన్లీ కోడాన్ రీజన్స్ ఉండాలి అంటే స్ప్లైసింగ్ జరగాలి, కట్టింగ్. సో హూ ఈస్ హెల్పింగ్ ఇన్ ద స్ప్లైసింగ్ మీన్స్ small RNA. Okay, small nuclear RNA, snRNA we will call it as a. It is involved in the splicing process whereby it will remove the introns from the mRNA, pre-mRNA ante immature mRNA. Then introns are removed, only exons are present in the mRNA. Now you understood the difference between pre-mRNA and mRNA, mature and immature. Immature lo coding, non-coding, everything will be there. But in the mature mRNA, only exons are present, only one blue color line. Introns are removed totally. This process is splicing, which is done by the small nuclear RNA. Now, hnRNA, heterogeneous nuclear RNA. So, whatever the RNA formed from the DNA is heterogeneous nuclear RNA. 75% of the hnRNA is degraded, but only 25% of the hnRNA is processed into mature mRNA. That is the main function of the heterogeneous nuclear RNA. Any doubts?
No, ma'am.